Hey Crypto Bros, hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are. Today we're going to be discussing BRC20's Zen VMPX because this is a market you want to continue to pay attention to. It's going to continue to grow. We're currently sitting at $272 million. This is a far cry from where we were over $1 billion market capitalization. We see that VMPX is currently sitting at 17 cents. 14 to 17 cents, and the market cap is around 18 million. Now, if you go to ordspace.org, this is the price index to look at a lot of these BRC20s that are actually coming out. You can see the holders, the supply, the volume coming into a lot of these BRC20s. You can go to the different, again, sections of this. But let's just focus in particular to what's happening in Bitcoin. That's basically driving this whole narrative for BRC20. Now, we discussed in the previous video that Bitcoin is set to have, and BlackRock is applying for a Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, this is actually in the making. It hasn't been approved yet. However, if it does get approved, short term, this is very good for Bitcoin because this is going to continue the overall narrative that we've been discussing on our channel. And we've been talking about how BRC20s haven't reached its peak yet. This particular market can reach to $50 to $100 billion in market cap. Okay, we see that Bitcoin is sitting around $500 billion. And to continue to drive Bitcoin a lot higher, there has to be more user utility, more building, more development happening on Bitcoin to get Bitcoin to reach 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. It's no longer feasible enough just to hold Bitcoin. We are coming into an economic landscape where the US dollar is becoming de-dollarized. Okay. Does that mean the US dollar is complete, it's finished, it's finito? No, it does not mean that. It just means that it's getting weaker as the years go on. And 5 to 10 years, will it be here? Sure, maybe it will be here. Will it be in a digitized form? Maybe, for sure. I can say with a positive or high probability that that's going to be the case. But with that being said, the US dollar is going to be competing with a lot of these, again, digital CBDCs that are going to be coming out. It's going to be competing with the crypto space as well too, if regulation allows it at some point. So with that being said, with BRC20s and the ETF spot Bitcoin coming out, allowing institutionals basically to hold spot Bitcoin, this is very huge. Institutions can even start essentially dabbling into these BRC20s because they hold spot Bitcoin. This is the great fundamental aspect of this, is that you have institutional money driving into BRC20s, okay? Because they hold spot Bitcoin. They're going to have to go in, self-custody their own Bitcoin. With futures Bitcoin, you're basically mirroring a price. You're not holding spot Bitcoin, okay? With this, it even gives us greater ability to know that maybe that type of capital will be flowing into this market. And Jack has been specifically saying that because of that, there's a lot of Bitcoin OGs who were just strictly Bitcoin start to essentially turn around. Okay, they're starting to turn around and say, this is cool. We're starting to have user utility on Bitcoin. This is awesome. We can now start to do smart contract capabilities. Now, we said in the past few videos, we said that this market in particular is going to grow out of meme coins. Okay, just like anything in the crypto space grows out of meme coins, it starts to have user utility. We did have a big correction from $1 billion to down to 272 million. But healthy markets need corrections. They need to go through this type of phase where corrections happen, flush out a lot of the holders who are not here for the long term. And the market punishes those people who are not here for the long term. And it brings in people who truly believe in the innovation of BRC20s, who truly believe in what's happening here. And Jack understands that. He understands that the hype is not done for BRC20s. He knows that if this spot ETF actually launches, these institutional players can dabble in BRC20s. It's going to bring in a lot of market cap into this market. Okay? And we're going to see VMPX becoming the utility token to facilitate that. Okay? Not just one utility can basically facilitate billions of dollars in transactions. You're going to need something, a few utility tokens that actually allow you to do that. And VMPX allows you to do that. Basically cross bridge between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And a lot of this, it has been a race to basically bring utility into Bitcoin. We saw with Stacks do this for quite some time. They've been doing this since 2018, 2019. They've been trying to basically develop, bring in layer 2s to Bitcoin, and they finally been able to do that through this hype that's come into Bitcoin. So with that being said, could this be the market top overall? Because sometimes these ETFs have been very, very bearish overall. Well, what we saw was a futures ETF launch during the peak of this bull market. We also saw a Coinbase listing that went public, and it drove us to a bear market. Now, can this be in particular a top where we're currently seeing? I don't believe so, because this opens the door for people to actually, these institutions to hold spot, not futures. Okay? And there has to be a lot of that liquidity that has to come in, and the demand for that to be the case. Okay? With futures, you're not holding that underlying asset. With spot, you are. So that is the cool thing that I want to iterate in regards to the overall Zen ecosystem, because Zen is going to benefit overall in regards to this. You know, you can mint, you can go in, stake, you can burn, participate in other projects, and people are going to continue to hear. They're going to continue to hear about VMPX having that bridge between Bitcoin and Ethereum, which these institutional players are going to come in and wanting to participate into these projects. And it's going to drive that first principle narrative that we've been seeing, saying, okay, we don't need VC-backed funders anymore. We can actually grow communities organically where they apply first principles, where the founder is a part of the community. He doesn't have a pre-allocation to dump into the community itself, which is all great features that any crypto asset should have. And this plays very well overall with the narrative that we've been seeing in regards to regulation, what's happening with the SEC. So that narrative is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow, because a lot of these crypto assets are VC funded. They're expecting something to come out in regards to utility. So that in itself can be a security. And I know Jack is currently playing this out in a way so that it's not labeled as a security, but it's yet to be seen. Things are still continuing to develop onto that realm with what's happening with Gary Gensler, with him going after Cardano and a lot of these crypto assets. So we have a narrow window to play this correctly, a very small narrow window. And we are in that particular window for us to exceed what's going to be happening with VMPX, Zen, and a lot of these projects basically building on that ecosystem, guys. Anyways, I'll leave you off with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.